Hi, my name is Clara Bergeron. I'm from the Monday group, and the partner I chose is partner D. Today I will do my presentation on the book 1984 by George Orwell. I will talk about the overall theme, I will do a brief summary, talk about the crisis, the climax, the falling action, the resolution, the title significance. I will compare a character to myself. I will also talk about a decision of the author concerning a literary device. I'll talk about my general impression of the book, and I'll do a brief conclusion. To begin my presentation, I wanted to talk about something really interesting to me, and it's that no two persons ever read the same book. Edmund Wilson said that, and I totally agree with it because depending on who we are, what we've been through in life, our experience, and the way we see things, there's no way that two persons will ever see a book or read a book the same way. And I thought it was a really interesting fact. For the overall theme, I think that the most important theme of the book is the totalitarianism. Um, so the definition of that word is it's a form of government that allows no liberty, like no freedom whatsoever. So an example I can think of is Hitler and the Nazis. I did a bit of research on the author and I found that his main goal writing this book was to warn of the serious danger totalitarianism poses to our society. Throughout the book, we never know the head of the government, even though they have complete control over everything in Oceania. In fact, Big Brother controls people's feelings, thoughts, and actions. They even monitor and watch the population through telescreen, so they are not allowed to have a private life anymore. For the brief summary of the novel. After getting caught with Julia by the thought police, Winston and Julia are both separated and tortured. At the very end, we see that O'Brien has successfully brainwashed Winston, who is now convinced that he doesn't love Julia anymore, but he now loves Big Brother. The crisis begins when Julia and Winston begin to fall in love. They both want to turn their back on the government and follow a rebuilding group called the Brotherhood. For the climax is when they are secretly seeing each other in a place they thought was safe, but in reality, they were being watched by the hidden telescreen. Winston and Julia then get arrested. And finally, the resolution. Um, the falling action. They are both brought to the mystery of love, where they are tortured by O'Brien. Winston is brought to the room 101, where he has to face his fear of rats, and he is extremely afraid of rats. We know he is brainwashed when he betrays Julia and wants her to be tortured instead of him being tortured. And finally, for the resolution, Winston and Julia don't love each other anymore. The protagonist has been brainwashed and he now loves Big Brother more than anything in the world. He is emotionless and dead inside because of the torture he received. Next, the title significance. So, George Orwell finished writing the book in 1948. We can notice that in the title he switched 48 to 84. Also, I think that he chose to put he chose 1984 as a time for the book, because the fact that the story was in the near future made it better because it's like a threat, something that could happen soon if we don't change. He wrote the book right after World War II, where Hitler had a similar control over his population. Power is in tearing human minds to pieces and putting them together again in new shapes of your own choosing. George Orwell said that. And I chose this quote because it shows all the power Big Brother had on the society, just like Hitler had when Orwell was thinking about writing the book. Compare one character to yourself. So I will compare Winston Smith with me. Since the beginning of the book, Winston stays truthful to himself and he is not affected by peer pressure, and that is how I want to be. I want to stay truthful to myself and I try not to be affected by peer pressure. However, it's true to say that at the very end, he gives in and loses that quality. I think that after being tortured for a long period of time, it's a human thing to break our mindset. So I don't think I would have done things differently. So Winston and I are still similar in a way. Um, for the literary devices. So I chose the point of view. The reason why we only have access to Winston's point of view is because George Orwell wanted to restrict the information we were given. Um, that way, he made sure that we didn't see the surprises coming. For example, O'Brien's betrayal with the fake brotherhood. When Julia and Winston went to see O'Brien, he told them, and I quote, "No, it's real. The brotherhood, we call it." If it was another point of view, omniscient, for example, we would have known it was a lie, because there wouldn't be a surprise anymore. Okay, so the general impression. The thing I found most interesting about 1984 is that even though it's a dystopia, some aspects of it kind of looks like our world. For example, our phones and laptops can be used as surveillance devices, just like telescreens. Also, there are proof that Donald Trump has lied before, brainwashing his country just like Big Brother. The resemblance is there, and I thought it was pretty interesting. To conclude, would I recommend 1984? I would definitely recommend the novel because I loved it and I think that there is an important message behind it. It's very easy to be fooled by a government that we trust, and the book is George Orwell's way to raise awareness. Reading 1984 is a life-changing experience, well, at least to me it was. It leads us to see the world from a different point of view and to be able to enjoy and to be grateful for the freedom that we have here in Canada. To finish this presentation, I chose another quote that I think is really important when we read a book. It's important to know that books can be dangerous. The best ones should be labeled, "This could change your life." Helen Exley said that, and I also agree with that quote because just like 1984 did to me, a book can change a life, and yeah, so it's really important. Thank you for your attention.